Inclusion is a universal human right and aims at embracing all people irrespective of race, age, gender, disability, medical, or other needs. Early childhood inclusion is including children birthed to 5 years in programs where children without disabilities are cared for and educated. Effective early childhood inclusion does not happen by accident. The integral parts of an effective inclusion model are planning, communication, collaboration, and trust between the family, classroom teacher or caregiver, and early interventionists and special educators. The classroom teacher or caregiver is a partner in the intervention service. A collaborative problem-solving approach is used to discover how the classroom teaching staff can best help the child be successful in the setting's typical routines and activities in between an early interventionist or special educator's visits. In Indiana, 3 laws support families of children who have disabilities to access the same early care and education settings. The Americans with Disabilities Act, commonly known as ADA, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, which includes Part C for infants and toddlers and Part B for children 3 to 21 years old and is commonly known as IDEA, and the Indiana Administrative Code, which is the licensing procedures for child care programs. This module includes how Indiana experts define an effective approach to early childhood inclusion, where young children with a disability learn alongside peers without disabilities. Let's listen to some Indiana experts describe what early childhood inclusion means to them.
The benefits of inclusion, there are so many, and there are so many for the child that has special needs. There's many for the typical developing child, as well as their families, and as well as all of us as educators, because we get to see how differing levels of children with different interests, different abilities can work together and learn from each other.
I think the benefits for inclusion with my children that are focused on speech and language need are the role models that their peers provide. And there's a lot of times where I feel like I want to have a child say something and the peers around it will just pull it right in before I even have a chance to target that. So that's been very beneficial, and I think having a whole team approach. We have information going home to parents, but then every day, the days that I'm not here, there are plenty of people working on the same goals.
I would say the challenges are just being sure that the child is going to be successful when the support services are not there every day. Part of inclusion is the general education teacher has to be that leader and the person who carries those things out every day. And if we can come in and provide our service and leave, that's not enough. We have to make sure that these things can be done without us there. They have to be done every day, regardless of whether we're there to assist or not. And so that is a challenge, but it's definitely workable. It's something we work on as a team. Again, as Mary said, we have to have that team approach. We're in it together.
The reason that I include children with disabilities is, families are diverse, and you never know when a sibling is going to come along that might need services. So we don't want to exclude anyone. So we've gotten to know First Steps and their programs and enjoy having them come in and help the children.
For our families of our children with disabilities, so often they feel so isolated because, their family may not understand why their child with autism is having meltdowns. They may not understand why their child isn't talking. And when we provide families that inclusive environment, for the first time, many of those families see their child form a friendship and get invited to birthday parties and have somebody that they can come home from preschool and say, hey, I played in the blocks today with Johnny. So for our families, I think it's so empowering to see that this is not a horrid thing that has happened in my life. This is a really good thing. It's just kind of a different view of what is normal for them. So I think that's been very powerful for our families, our kiddos with IEPs.
One of our gurus, Nancy Peterson, had one of the very first early childhood inclusion grants back in the late 1960s. She said, you can't just put children together and have inclusion. You have to make it happen. It has to be made to happen. This is best practice. This is what's best for young children, is to have them in the same environments and to not be separating them according to ability level or level of support necessary.